Hey guys, today we're going to talk about the pros of Colorado Springs.
No, we're not. We're talking about the cons of Colorado Springs. So stay tuned to the end. You're going to hear both pros and cons of Colorado Springs. Hey guys, real quick before we get in that video, my name is James Dean with James Dean My Real Estate Team, and I just wanted to make sure if you haven't done this already, make sure you hit that subscription button down below, the notification bell. What that does is keeps you notified every time we come up with a new video. We do at least 2 a week, and I just want to keep you updated and just cool things to do, cool things to see out here within the Woodland Park and Teller County area, and you get to see a little bit of how I like living my life out here as well. If you've got any questions or comments, please don't hesitate. Give me a call, shoot me a text at 719-266-2725. You can also email me at info@jdmret.net, and I will get back to you as fast as I can to answer any of those questions or comments. And if you've got any real estate needs out here whatsoever, please, once again, don't hesitate. Give me a call or shoot me that email or that text. This is James Dean with James Dean My Real Estate Team, the team leader here, and I absolutely love living here, and I love helping people out here in this area too. Hope you guys like this video. All right, so we're gonna start off first talking about the pros, and the way we kind of got this set up, since Diane lives in Colorado Springs, she's gonna talk about the pros, and I live up in the Woodland Park area, so I'm gonna talk about the cons. So this is gonna be something to help you figure out if it's gonna be a fit for you, but this will be a lot of fun. So Diane, what are some of the pros? Like, why do you like living in Colorado Springs?
Funny enough, it's not heavily trafficked like Denver is. So I can go from my house to the grocery to the bank and not endure like 40 minutes of traffic like Denver.
Okay, I'm gonna come right back at you with a con then for that one. So, but you're still in a city. So you still got neighborhoods and stuff around that's kind of going on. So for me, I mean, for somebody that's looking for more land, is there a pro that you guys have down there for that? Is there areas that people can live in?
Certainly. So Falcon, Black Forest, and Peyton are all areas where you can actually have your house on more than a 1 acre lot.
Yeah.
Or as large as 1 acre, And so those areas are more in what you'd call the suburbs. And so it's less traffic. The only time I would say you may encounter some traffic in those areas is close to Kilmer Elementary, Bear Creek Elementary, some of these schools, Lewis Farm Elementary, just around the school, you might have some traffic. But other than that, I think I really enjoy Colorado Springs and not have to worry about 20 to 40 minutes and some traffic.
I'll give it to you. Yeah, Colorado Springs compared to most places that I lived in DC, South Florida, and even Hawaii, like you see traffic like all over the place. There are instances sometimes, but overall, it's really an easy city to get around in because you're not really stuck in bumper to bumper constantly. If there's an accident, then but that's a rare occurrence. So I'll give it to you on that one. What's another pro?
Well, I would say driving to work and you're on I-25 heading south, you get to enjoy Pikes Peak. You can see when she's wearing her winter skirt, when it's summertime, and you can see the tree line and above the tree line. Absolutely beautiful.
So the views while you're driving, that's something that
That's something that could never get old and really amazing. I think you can commune with nature. It's just like, wow, God created us. This is amazing.
Yeah.
I can get up in the morning. I can enjoy the sunrise through my bedroom window, and I can enjoy the sunset in my breakfast window. So I love that.
Very nice. I would say the con is, if you're up in the mountains, you're in nature, been able to see it. So for me, I like being up in the Teller County in the mountain area just because I like living in the mountains and around the mountains. But there's obviously some disadvantages of that because we don't have all of the amenities that
you guys do down in the Colorado Springs area. So you guys have lots of access to stuff also, plus you get the views as well that get to kind of come off. And so you get a little bit of best of both worlds down there as well. So
not just the amenities and the views, but we get to enjoy the wildlife.
Yeah. Sometimes I think you guys get more wildlife than we do, actually. So
when I first moved here, we would drive east off of Hodgen, right? And then you take Volma. And there's going to be some deer with massive antlers right at the corner. And so we would stop and the kids would get to see the wildlife and enjoy the wildlife. So that is what I like.
And you guys have bears and mountain lions that come down there too. People have this misconception that like, if I'm not in the mountains, I don't have to worry about bears and mountain lions. Yes. They still come down.
They do.
Whether people want them to or not, they're still there. Yeah. For sure.
And definitely the antelope. We call them the speed goats, but you get to enjoy them. Yeah. When you see 20 and 40 antelopes and you're just like, oh my God, this is nature,
So what would you consider a pro with the school systems down there?
Lewis Palmer Elementary, District 38, when I first moved here was ranked number 2. When you're number 2, you try harder.
Yeah.
The District 20 was number 1, and we couldn't even get a house in District 20.
Yeah.
So we moved to District 38, and I will tell you, that school had won so many awards. Parent participation is amazing. If you look at the demographics of the parents, they're undergraduate, they're graduate, they're masters, doctorate, and their profession. A lot of them came out of the software industry, engineering, that being mechanical, civil. And I feel that because of parent participation within that school district, made that school district what it is. And we had an awesome principal at the time, Lois Skaggs. She was just an amazing principal for that Lewis Palmer Elementary School.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and so I'm going to give that one to you too, because we don't have kids and you guys have kids that grew up down there. You are very knowledgeable about the school systems down there and can answer a lot of questions on that. The only thing I would say con-wise on the school systems being so good down there is that those are super competitive, just like you mentioned, for being able to move into. Lots of folks want to go into District 20 and District 38. And District 38 is actually filling up as you get more and more north. That's where a lot of the growth is going too, with a lot of these new businesses and a lot of new things happening out there. So I would say that was probably a little bit of the con on that, just because so many folks want to live in those areas. So just be prepared to be competitive in those areas as well.
But James, I must share with you, when we first moved here and we were looking for houses, we looked at houses in the reserve up here in Woodland Park. But then we quickly realized that there wasn't any sort of activities for the kids up here. So
it's different.
Down in the Springs, we had like Sundance Studio, where there was dance, gymnastics, ballet. So those activities really contributed and molded the kids into what they are today, because my daughter ended up competing in high school for gymnastics. My son did as well, diving. So we had like karate classes, so many activities. My son actually did his gymnastics at the Olympic Training Center.
Oh, wow.
And so we get to enjoy the Olympians when they were practicing, and they were like 2 feet away from you, swinging off the bar, and you're just like, oh my God. So, within Colorado Springs, there are so many things that you can do with the children. And there was always some field trip to some park, and you're walking. The butterfly museum was actually headed north a little bit in Denver area, and so you get to enjoy the school district and all that it had to offer.
So I would say, and this is just my opinion on it, and you can tell me if I'm wrong on it, Colorado Springs hands down has the best culture as far in the Pikes Peak region, with things to do, activities to do within that city type limits, like activities for like gymnastics, sports, stuff like that. The mountain areas up here, a little bit more outdoorsy with stuff to do. There's still activities, but most of the folks that have kids, if they're getting really involved with that, they're typically driving down the mountain to go do that with their kids as well.
Right.
But it's just a little bit of a difference, and it really comes down to what somebody's looking for in that as well. But the school systems are hands down amazing down
The
there.
best,
Now,
yeah.
another thing I want to mention too, though, and if folks don't realize this, Colorado is a choice state. So
It
you
is.
can choose where you want to go. That doesn't necessarily mean your kid's going to be there the first day of school, because some of these schools have long lines of kids waiting to get in. So you got to get into that system, get on that wait list. And if I'm not mistaken, if you go somewhere out of your school district, you have to drive your kids there. They're not able to take the bus.
That is correct,
Yeah.
because where we purchased our house, we were supposed to be at Kilmer, but we wanted to choice into Lewis Palmer Elementary.
Yeah.
And so we had to write a letter to the superintendent saying why we believe that we deserve a space in Lewis Palmer Elementary and what we can contribute to the school as well.
Yeah.
You know, so part of that was parent participation, volunteering. And I was like, you wouldn't be disappointed in my kids. My kids are bright. You know, I just felt like that. But yeah, I did become a super mom. And even though I talk a lot about the activities involved for the kids, let's talk about the positive things for adults.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So I did dance classes with Letitia Hardy Dance Experience.
Oh, wow.
So I learned salsa, merengue, cha-cha-cha, you know, and
Does Scott do well dancing with all that?
he did.
Oh, good for him, because my wife will never take me dancing because I'm terrible at it. So
no, he started off, and he didn't stay with it as long as I did, but definitely that's one of the things. And within that whole dance school, you developed a social life. You know, because now the dance school will meet at coffee shops, at tea bars, you know, at the VFW.
Yeah.
And you'll meet on certain days and you get to dance with all the members from the dance class. In addition to which, Kizumba was also part of that, which is run separately now, I think, by Shayla. So you get to go to our house once a month and you learn about Kizumba, which is like a South African, originated in South Africa.
Yeah.
You know? So there are so many things that you can do here in Colorado Springs. I mean, the equestrian parks are close by.
Yeah.
You can go and learn how to ride, or if you or your children desire therapy with the horses, that's something that you can take advantage of, you know. So definitely there's adult entertainment.
absolutely,
Yes.
yeah. And I'd say for my side, on the con side, and this is focused on Colorado Springs, so I don't want to get too much in the area up here, but we love being able to have a small community up here. So that's definitely a massive difference, because with that small community, a lot of times ends up losing out on a lot of the different things and activities you can have down in the Springs. But most of the folks, once you've been here for at least 6 months to a year, you're going to know a lot of people,
Yes.
whether they want to know you or you want to know them or not. It's just part of living in that small community. So, but there's different small communities, just like you talked about too, in the Springs, with the dance classes, the activities, the diving, the sports, all that stuff that happens out there as well. So,
Yeah. And even though we are in the middle of the United States, so let's talk scuba diving.
Yeah.
You know, because I went out to the Keys and got my PADI open dive certificate out there, and that was with Wetsuit Scuba.
Yeah.
You know, my husband's brother, he's a master scuba diver,
Yeah.
and so we learned from him. But here in Colorado Springs, we have Underwater Connection, and I purchased all of my dive gear from them. But if you go to their website, you can see where during the different times of the year, you can travel with them to Roatan, Honduras. You could go to Belize. You could, you know, they have definite trips all planned out that you can travel any part of the United States or any part of the world to go and scuba dive with them.
That's awesome.
So you're not limited for water if you live
even in the middle of the United
country.
States and up in the mountains. So, which is good too, because my wife and I probably utilize that here soon. We're looking at going on a cruise, and it's been a long time since we dove, and we just need to do some just research and some just refresher courses going in there. But
I'll recommend Underwater Connection, because you can get your dive certificate from them, because they have the indoor pool and they take you down. I think it's 20 feet deep, I think the pool is. I could be wrong, but I'm almost certain. And you can get your dive certificate from them and then travel throughout the world diving.
Well, that's awesome. Well, there you guys have, there's just some of the pros and cons of Colorado Springs. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Tons of ideas for future videos coming your way as well. We're going to be doing a lot of different videos in these different areas that Diane has spoken about specifically, so that you guys can get even more detail about those.
I really hope you guys enjoyed that video. Don't forget, if you've got any questions, comments, whatever you've got, please send them to me. You can call, text me at 719-266-2725. You can also email me at jdmret.net, or excuse me, at info@jdmret.net. I would love to be your local real estate agent. I'd love to be your local expert. So anything, it doesn't have to be real estate related, please don't hesitate to ask. Let me know what those questions are and I will get them right back to you. I look forward to seeing you guys next time.